Hixel was a young married man with simple dreams. He wasn't rich. He wasn't powerful, but he was honest. He worked day and night to give his family a peaceful life. His world revolved around two people, his wife Alina and his little son Aaron. Aaron was only 5 years old, but he was the center of Hixel's universe. Every morning, Hixel woke before sunrise. He prepared tea, kissed his son on the forehead, and left for work with tired eyes but a hopeful heart. He believed that patience and love could fix anything, but he was wrong. Alina had changed at first. It was small things. She stopped talking during dinner. She avoided eye contact. She spent more time on her phone. Hixel noticed, but he stayed quiet. Maybe she's tired, he told himself. Maybe I'm not earning enough yet. He worked harder, longer hours, more stress, less sleep. Still, Alina remained cold. One evening, Alina sat across from him with a face he didn't recognize anymore. I want a divorce, she said flatly. Hixel felt the ground disappear beneath his feet. Why? He whispered. What did I do? She didn't answer immediately. Then she said the sentence that crushed him. I want everything. The house, the money, the car, everything. Hixel swallowed hard. And he asked, his voice shaking. Alina looked away. I don't want him. That broke him more than the divorce, Hixel begged. He's our son. Please don't do this. But Alina was firm. She wanted freedom. She wanted wealth. She wanted a life without responsibility. She left that night, no tears, no regret, only silence. Days later, legal papers arrived. Alina was demanding all property, financial support, complete separation. She had a lawyer. She had confidence. She had no shame. Hixel sat alone in his small room, holding Aaron as the boy slept peacefully. Unaware that his family had collapsed, Hixel whispered to his sleeping son, I promise you, I will not let this destroy us. That night, something changed inside him. Not anger, not hatred, but determination. Hixel realized one painful truth. Kindness had made him weak in their eyes. He had trusted too much. He had stayed silent too long. And silence had cost him everything. As he looked at the divorce papers, his hands stopped shaking. For the first time, his eyes were calm. If she wants war, he said quietly, she will learn who she underestimated. Hixel's house no longer felt like a home. Every wall carried echoes of arguments. Every corner reminded him of the life he was losing. After filing for divorce, his wife Myra became colder each day. She no longer spoke to him directly. Messages came through lawyers. Demands came on paper. She wanted the house, the savings, the car, the business. Sharon, worst of all, she wanted to take his son away and leave. Hixel with nothing but visits. That was the moment something inside Hixel broke. Hixel was not afraid of losing money. He was afraid of losing his son. Every night, he sat beside the small bed where his son slept, watching him breathe, memorizing his face as if preparing for goodbye. How can a mother do this? He whispered. Myra accused him of being careless. She accused him of being unsuccessful. She accused him of not being enough. But the truth was different. Myra started poisoning the child's mind. Papa doesn't love us anymore. Papa will leave you. Papa chose his work over you. Hixel noticed the change. His son stopped hugging him, stopped laughing with him, stopped running into his arms. That pain was sharper than any insult. In court, Myra played the victim perfectly. Tears, soft voice, carefully chosen words. She presented herself as a suffering wife. Hixel stood there silent, his hands shaking. He had never learned how to fight with lies. The judge granted temporary custody to Myra that day. Hixel walked out of the courtroom alone. The world felt empty. That night, Hixel sat in his car outside the old house. Lights were on. Laughter came from inside. His son was there, but he wasn't allowed in. He cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, silently, a man crying when no one is watching. That night, Hixel made a promise to himself. I will not destroy her. I will not shout. I will not beg, but I will become stronger than her lies. This was not revenge driven by anger. This was revenge driven by truth. Hixel met an old friend, a calm, experienced lawyer. The lawyer listened quietly and said, truth wins, but only if you present it wisely. Hixel began collecting messages, voice recordings, proof of manipulation, evidence of Myra's greed. Every step was careful. Every move was silent. Hixel didn't want to hurt Myra. He wanted his dignity back. His name cleared, his son's future protected, and for the first time, he felt hope. Hixel's life no longer felt like his own. The house was silent, but inside his chest, storms raged. His wife Myra had not only asked for divorce, she demanded everything. The house, the savings, the respect, and worst of all, custody of their son. Hixel agreed to nothing, but silence had been his weakness before. Not anymore. Every evening Hixel sat alone in his rented room, staring at RFF's small shoes placed near the door. He replayed moments teaching him to ride a bike, feeding him with his own hands, sleeping beside him on cold nights. Myra told everyone, he is irresponsible, he cannot raise a child, he is nothing without me, and people believed her. One night, Hixel received a message from an old neighbor. Myra is not telling the full truth. It read, curiosity turned into urgency. Hixel began to investigate quietly. He spoke to people he had ignored for years. Shopkeepers, neighbors, school staff. Slowly, pieces came together. Myra had been planning the divorce for months. She had moved money. She had lied about Hixel's behavior. She had prepared witnesses. This was not separation. This was calculated destruction. Hixel stopped begging. Instead, he started documenting. He recorded calls. He saved messages. He kept receipts. He noted dates. Most importantly, he became present in ROF's life school meetings. Doctor visits, homework, playtime. The court would see facts, not tears. Mira grew careless. She spoke badly about Hixel in front of ROF. She blocked visits without legal orders. She used the child as a weapon, and Hixel recorded everything. Each lie became evidence. Each manipulation became a crack in her image. One evening, Hixel stood outside the courthouse, holding a file thick with truth. He wasn't angry anymore. He was calm, because revenge was no longer about hurting Myra. It was about protecting his son and reclaiming his dignity. Stood outside the courtroom, holding his son's small hand tightly. The boy looked up at him and asked quietly, "Papa, will Mama come back?" Hixel swallowed hard. He didn't lie. He didn't poison his child's heart. "No, my son," he said softly, "but I will always be here." The judge's voice echoed. Custody of the son gives Hixel property and money, gives divided fairly false allegations, gives dismissed Hixel's wife. Lara stood frozen. She had demanded everything. The house, the money, the reputation, and even the child. She lost more than she imagined. Days later, people started talking. Lara's lies were exposed. Her messages, manipulation, and greed became public. Friends turned away. Relatives stopped answering her calls. The same people who once praised her beauty now whispered. She destroyed her own home. Hixel didn't celebrate. He didn't insult her. His revenge was success and peace. He rebuilt his business. He raised his son with love. He stayed dignified. People respected him more than ever. Lara tried to return. No home, no respect, no trust. She realized too late. She wanted freedom, not responsibility. Money, not motherhood. Pride, not peace. One evening, Lara saw Hixel at the park with their son. The child was laughing. Happy, safe. She stood at a distance. Uninvited. Hixel didn't look back. That silence was her punishment.